So at first, I was really nervous getting into treatment at an outpatient treatment program because I had never done it before, and I didn't know if I was ready to open up to a group of strangers about what I had been through and have to retell my life story. But the first day I got there, and everyone was so sweet and genuine, all of the other people in treatment with me, and all of the therapists and staff. And I felt more and more comfortable being there and opening up. And after that, I looked forward to going every single day. I would wake up and I'd be like, I get to go see all these people and I get to get better. And it changed my life. So, some of my biggest challenges when I went to Embark and Cabin John were I was struggling a lot with suicidal ideation, depression, and anxiety. But the hardest thing for me was being willing to open up and actually get better. And when I got there, I kind of figured out that in order for treatment to work, I had to open up and I had to want to be there. But, after the first day, I did want to be there. And hearing other people's stories and their experiences really helped me feel comfortable enough to open up about what I had been through or how I was feeling. So that kind of sense of community was huge in me actually getting better. There were so many activities that I loved at Cabin John. I think my favorite one was when they blindfolded us and then gave us different foods to try, and we had to figure out what they were without using judgment words. And it was just really, I enjoy eating, so there was that. And then also, I think everyone, the reactions were super great. I thought it was very funny. And then for therapy that I really enjoyed the trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy because it gave a safe space to talk about what was going on and to understand how trauma works, which was super helpful in understanding why things are the way that they are. And then after we would have all of these heavy conversations, we would get to color, or we would get to watch a video or listen to music or do something to de-stress, because it would be at the end of the day. So we wouldn't go home still feeling that stress from the topics of conversation. My favorite skill of all time that I learned during Embark's outpatient treatment program is TIP. It stands for temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and progressive muscle relaxation. This is huge for me. It's part of the distress tolerance skills. And so whenever I have an anxiety attack or I'm dissociating and I notice it, I go and I splash my face with cold water if I'm able to hold it in the bowl. Not enough to suffocate, but to hold it so that I feel it, and then I come back up for air. Or I will do some jumping jacks if I'm in a space where I'm able to. Paced breathing, I do square breathing, so in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. And then progressive muscle relaxation, tensing from my hands, tense up my arms, down my body, which is super great skill if you're unable to move or access cold water or any sort of temperature related thing. This is huge for me because it's really good for grounding, and I just found it helps a lot. I know the skill inside out back again because of Embark teaching us all of the skills so many times, but this is definitely one of my favorites. I would definitely recommend Embark in Cabin John, Maryland to any other teenager who needs help, because it was such a life-changing experience for me. I went in feeling scared, and I was suicidal, and I was anxious all the time, and I wasn't able to enjoy very basic things. And I came out of it, I think, 2 months sober from self-harm. I came out of it, I was playing music again, or doing music stuff. I was hanging out with my friends and my boyfriend. So I was enjoying the life that I had. And that was huge. I hadn't felt that way since I was 9 or 10 years old. And I think because the staff were so welcoming and all of the other people in the program were willing to be there and work as hard as I was, it really was a life-changing experience.